positive week, a point in the league, a victory in the cup. Have you got stuff from this week that you feel that you can build on now?
I would say a good step forward. Yeah, for a positive week, we have to take something in Luton. Of course, we can take from the last two games something from the team. I think this is important. Yeah, and now it's about have a good finish in the week, and we will try everything to go to Luton. We know it's a tough place. It's a team with high ambitions where we go, but I feel the spirit, I feel the belief, and the atmosphere is positive, but also the focus is there.
You've managed to see most of, if not all of your players at some point this week. How much is that cup team now really pushing and asking questions for league places?
Yeah, at first, after such a game, it's about recovery for this group who played a lot of minutes. Yeah, this is important. And then today we start to prepare the Luton game in the training. But it means then for the training we split the group doing the training, who can make a little bit more, who has to be recovered. Yeah, of course, some players showed that they have ambitions to be in the squad or in the starting 11. This is what I want to see. But the team against QPR tried also everything. Good competition, I think, is good when you can rotate and in the cup you come through. It's fantastic because I think nearly everybody got a lot of minutes in the last or the first weeks of the season now, and it's helpful to manage the group. And yeah, of course, if you showed good performance in the cup game, then you have a chance. But the final decision is then Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. In particular, how pleased have you been with the progress of Gab Ortegbayo and Sean Buzer? Because look, it's players, fans of any club love a youngster coming through, and I know you wouldn't play them if you didn't believe in them.
Yeah, at first they deserved it because they trained in the last weeks hard and months. I think they made nearly the full pre-season with us. This is very helpful for these two guys. Then I saw something in them to keep them by the first team, to improve them. We know they have still to improve. Helpful as well to have such a cup games at the moment. Yeah, I think this is one point is that you can create self-confidence and then you can take wins from cup games, but the other thing is also that you can give young players minutes. And all in all, I'm happy with them. I know we have to improve them, continue. It's not just one game, but the direction is right. And I think this is for me, or this should be our way in Sheffield Wednesday, to bring step by step and player for player from the academy to the first team, make them closer, and then it's a little bit up to the players to take the chance. Both worked hard, they did well, and if you can bring more and more academy players to the first team, then we create values. I think we create an identity for our club as well, and could be a fantastic way to follow this in the next months, years, seasons. As a small step, I think now we have with Piers, Sean, now Gab, 3 players. They are close, and they are able to play, and I think it's a good step forward.
In terms of your squad, have you got any kind of fresh injuries, or are you still blessed with plenty of options?
It looks really good, just Nave still. Domme made a huge step this week. Let's see how close he is to be ready for the game, but it goes in the right direction, and all in all looks fantastic. Even we had a lot of games and minutes, but we managed well, and you see now we have a midweek game. Next week is a normal week, then midweek game, and then I think when you look then to our schedule after the national break, then we have 3 midweek games in a row. It will be a tough challenge, and for this we need the whole squad.
I wanted to ask about Ike Ukbo and how up to speed he is? Is he kind of working towards 100% now? Is he ready for 90 minutes for game in, game out kind of stuff?
Yeah, he worked very hard against QPR in front. It was hard working for him. He created chances. I think that was also important for him, that he come now in positions where he can score. And now we continue and make the next step, that he score again for us. And he will do. I always told us, my offensive players, if you work hard against the ball and you invest, then you are deserved to score, and we come closer and closer. Olaf as well. Josh, I think, was a good performance, and from the last game now, from the cup game, also some players, they showed that they can help us.
Clearly, you want all of your forwards to contribute this season, Danny, but how important, or what importance do you put on one of them kind of stepping up, putting the hand forward, being a real talisman, and being the one that's kind of going to lead things and maybe get 15, 20 goals this season and really drive you forward?
Yeah, I think general we are a team who can really be successful just over the team. I think we have some players that can score. Important is that we have a different goal scorer. That means then we can bring the different players in different position to score. I think at the moment, when you look to our data, who scored, it's a big mix from everyone. It's on one side good, because then it's not so easy for the opponent who is the scorer. And I think if you bring all the players in front to 10 to 15 goals, then we would make a fantastic job. And for me, it's all about the team. We have not maybe this one guy, but we have a lot of guys who can help each other, and if we are connected and we play well, then we get chances, and it means then we have a lot of opportunity to score.
I was interested in what you were saying about kind of training for those final third moments and making better decisions. Obviously there's the speed of thought in that, there's decision making. Is that something that can be taught? How much of that is kind of based on like natural instincts, and how much can you and the other coaching staff do to improve that within your players?
Yeah, you can improve the positioning. You can improve in which parts you need which runs from the players. Maybe they are not on the ball. Yeah, this you can improve, but the final decision making. Where's then now the free man? Who is the guy who has to receive the ball? This is then. Yeah, you can train, but at the end, it's also the decision making from the players. I will not say the quality, but to understand which position I'm. I think when you look to the Premier League or to big leagues, you have players, they can score. Sometimes there's not really a chance, because they have this action, they have the decision making, they have a good touch. Sometimes it's you are in a good position, but then the first touch is not right to make the next two touches, or to make the smart pass. These are the small things, and we keep going on this, bring the players again and again in the situation, and I think it's also a little bit. When I look back, when we had a good days and we were successful, then it's sometimes easier, and when you are a little bit in a mode where it's a little bit more hard working, then you see this in the mindset, then sometimes the decision making is not right, and at first we have to invest again to come strong and to deserve to wins, and then I think will also come this think back where you make good decisions.
Is there a way of kind of replicating that pressure, that moment, that match day where players don't have that time, that they have to think in that second? Is there a way of doing that within training that you've found?
Yeah, when I look to our training, how we trained, then in our training is not really time for slow decision making, because we always train with high intensity. We have always pressure on the ball. That's for me also important. When you make finishing, then it's a lot about finishing with opponent pressure, because then you have to make the decision, and you have to beat, and you have to come down from a high intensity to be calm and finishing, be clinical. this is what we want to train. But of course, yeah, a match day, then you have the crowd, you have the expectation, you have your own demanding on yourself. These are all things. We will help the players in this part, and I believe that we bring the players in the right way back, and we will score again. But I said this after QPR. If our basics and it's a clean sheet, it's right, then you have always a chance to take something.
Really, away from home this season in the league hasn't been what you wanted. Is this a real opportunity for you and your players now to put that to bed and to show something and try and forget what happened at Millwall and Sunderland?
Yeah, I think after this 2 defeats, there's just one way. It could be just better. Yeah, we can do it better, and I think from this point we have to go forward. That this is the positive thinking, and the next opportunity is on Saturday. Yeah, don't forget in the cup. I think 3 wins away. Yeah, even it's a League 2, League 1 or Championship club. Yeah, we won all the 3 games. When you look yesterday for some clubs. Even our Premier League clubs, they were very close to come out of the cup. Yeah, this is not the easiest way, and we did our homework. And this positive way we should take now in the league, and we have the next opportunity on Saturday, and I have a good feeling.
Yeah, clearly they've had a tough start. Luton just come down from the Premier League. How impressed were you with how they kind of acquitted themselves and performed in the top flight?
At first, we have to say there was a huge step what they did in the last 2 years. They had a good race then to promote it in the Premier League. I think was also a little bit a wonder. Nobody expected this. Fantastic. Then the Premier League is a different challenge. They had some good games last year as well. And then after the relegation, then it needs also a little bit time. And you see the expectation there it's still high. Yeah, they want to show up. Now they took the first win. Then it means for them they create also self-confidence, and it will be a challenge on the weekend. Both teams want to try to win. Both teams have a clear identity how they want to play football, and I think or I expect will be a exciting game from both sides. Both sides are ready for such a game, and we try everything to make it clear for us.
Just finally, Danny, it's Liam Palmer's birthday today. Has he brought cake?
Of course, always cake. Yeah, it's the same. It's a good day because my son had also birthday today. Yeah, I said to him it's a good day, and it's fantastic. No, for Liam it's always. I'm looking for him, and he's a great person on the pitch, off the pitch, and of course the cake is in the changing room. Today it's allowed.
Is his cake game better than others? Does he bring a good options?
We have still a lot of good brownies. It's fantastic. We have a good bakery. It's a secret, but it's fantastic. Everybody loves it, and everybody's looking forward when the next birthday is, because then we can eat a lot of this stuff.
He's getting old now as well, isn't he? At 33.
Yeah. Hey, more experience, men's like good wines, all but no. I think he is still fit, he can run, he trained, he's very professional, and it's not about the age, it's about how you live and how you prepare your body for the next challenge.
Well, you're both younger than me still, Danny, so enjoy the cake, and I'll see you at Luton. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you, see you, bye-bye.
You alright, Danny? How you doing?
Hey, Joe. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Nice to be back. I just wanted to ask first up, Josh was saying before, sort of after the QPR game, how good the training had been in the build-up to that match. Do you feel like you're making a lot of progress in terms of the training sessions you do have? I mean, I know obviously last week this week was had a game in it, but do you feel like there's sort of constant progress being made by the team?
Yeah, the training was well, but I think I said this before the QPR game. For us, the training's intensity, the training session is the one part, but in the last weeks for us, we are not able to have the transfer from the training to the match day. Yeah, and I think this was now helpful to get something against QPR. Now we had again a cup game where we won. I think the intensity, the mindset was still right, but when the ref whistled, then by some players it was not possible to deliver. And yeah, for this I took a lot of notes of this, how we can help. Maybe also who is at the moment more a starter, maybe who is more impact player from the bench. Yeah, because it could be also helpful, because then during the game the spaces goes more open, or we know what the opponents do on this match day. Could be helpful. Yeah, and general the mindset, how you have to invest, and some details are when you in the training not be ready for the rest defense or the counter pressing, and you don't make the first sprint, then it's difficult to make this in the match day. And the focus is there. My players are, they want to make it better. We want to make it better as a group, and for this we have to do everything. We have to invest. Now we have 4 games to go until the international break, and there's a big chance to bring some points back.
Yeah, I want to ask you about sort of the formations and the tactics. We talk a lot about it, 4-4-2, 5-2-3-1, whatever it might be. But could you give us a little bit of insight in terms of how complex it actually is? I mean, on a match day, how many tweaks to a formation or a tactic do you make, like while a game is happening?
Yeah, you can at first you look what the opponent are doing. This is the same what we prepared. Yeah, sometimes they have also a match plan and prepared also the opponent. Then you look which spaces goes open, how they build up. That means how we have to adapt in the pressing. Sometimes are just some details. When you look to the cup games, we prepared them now on Tuesday in a 4-4-2. They changed in a 5-3-2. Then different spaces are open. In the halftime we change a little bit our pressing, that we have more pressure immediately on the first line. These are small things you adapt and you try and you prepare your team. But beside the tactic, it's you need fuel for your tactic, and the fuel, it's about passion, heart, mindset, attitude. This is one part. And the second or third part is then, of course, also the decision making from the players. It's a players game, not a coach game. You prepared everything you can help them. I coach them from outside in the half time. But on the pitch, of course, it's in some parts also the responsibility for the players. Yeah, but all the 3 things: the tactical side, the preparing, then the fuel. Yeah, with passion and heart, attitude, mindset, and the decision making from the players. This, if you do this right, these 3 parts, then you have a big chance to take something. And
speaking of, sorry, go on.
Yeah.
I was just saying, speaking of preparation, you've obviously got Luton coming up. They've just come down from the Premier League. They've got a lot of good players in their side, but they've had a difficult start to the season. Does that make it a little bit more difficult to prepare, knowing that they're sort of what they've got on paper and how they're performing aren't quite linking up at the moment?
Yeah, I recognize, of course, that they have a good squad. Yeah, a big value in the squad. If they come in a flow, yeah, then of course it's a good team of this league. But I think when you look a little bit at the moment, general in this league, I cannot guarantee you, but I think at the moment the table is not the table at the end of the season, and I think you have some teams, they start maybe better, some teams they started average, but then during the season you have to be ready. Look to our story from last season, where we are and which clubs were on top 6, and at the end was one club who relegated in the League One. And I think this is sometimes in this league it goes too quick, black or white. To develop, to improve, especially if you have a lot of new players, then you need time in this group. I know it's about results, I know this, but to be too soon too negative or too positive makes no sense when you have 46 games to go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. With Dom, you said that he's making some big steps. Is that big enough steps to potentially feature this weekend, or is that going to come too quick?
Yeah, it's a question mark. Yeah, because when I look to our schedule, then next week it's a good week where you can use it to train with him more. Then we come to a midweek game. There's again close, and then we have the national break, and then I have to look how much risk is it, how continue his step forward. But for me, it's important to see him on the pitch at the moment with all the stuff with runnings, high-speed runnings, with movements, and it looks all great. And now it's then really to make the final decision to look how much risk we can take at the moment, or it's better to give him one more trainings week.
Yeah, and with Nathaniel, I know that you said before the last international break that you'd assess him when you came back. How's he doing? Are we talking quite a long-term thing with Nathaniel, or is he making some good progress?
Yeah, he is in the progress, but this injury takes a little bit more time. And even Nave, it's when you look to his history, it's a little bit up and downs with some injuries. And for me, it's also important now with this injury that we bring him really strong back, that he can keep going then on a good level, instead of 60 minutes out for 3 weeks. Again, yeah, I think this is a big part, and we are working on it. He is every day here. He worked very hard in the gym with the VAR coaches, and yeah, that's the right step. And if the right moment is coming, then he needs some minutes to come into, and we will help them. And yeah, hopefully he's then back as soon as possible. But at the moment, I think it takes, maybe at the end or before the international break in November, maybe. Yeah, of course we hope it's soon, because we have the next 3 weeks where we can work hard, but you never know. But for me, it's really about to make him stronger than before.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed for him. Hopefully he's back soon. I want to ask about Ben King, the new analyst. Am I right in saying that Ben started this week, and if so, how is he settling in at Middle Road?
Yeah, Ben is fantastic. He brings some fresh ideas in. This is always good. He has good experience in this part, very in the details. Also for me, it's some parts what I can learn from him. I think it is a special part. He is always on the pitch with us to train with Neil and with Chris at the moment, offensive and defensive. He prepared the meetings. It's very helpful. I think I saw also the player like to work with him, and I think we are open-minded. I said this before. I need good experts around me in different parts, and hopefully we can improve this part as well, especially in this league. It's a game changer, in both directions. At the moment we have, when I looked to the table, we have the most offensive corners at the moment, and now we can. It's a good signal, because it means we come in the final third and we create something. And now it's about make the next details on the pitch. It's also detail working. Which players are target players? Which job I have in the set pieces? I think it's not just we bring the deliver, we bring the ball into the box, and then we hope. No, there's also strategy behind, and on this part we work hard. And I think we will improve. I'm very happy now that we have this set up, and from this point we go forward, and we were successful.
Excellent. And you spoke to Adam there about some of the youngsters that have come through. Obviously you had a few in the side against Blackpool with Pierce and Gabe and Sean. I wanted to ask you, you've had a look at quite a lot of the youngsters, especially over the international break. Quite a lot of the 21s were there. When you're looking at young players for the first time, what are the main things that you look for? The first characteristics or the first abilities? Like, When you see a young player for the very first time, what do you look at to go, right, this kid has got something that could make it?
How quick they are in the mind. I think this is this is very helpful when you see, and it was for me when I saw Sean first time, and we played a small rondo, and then I saw how quick he is in the mind, and that he have always a solution before he received the ball. This is helpful, or in which parts he can accelerate the game, how brave he is on the ball. It's fantastic to see. Gap, I was very impressed when I saw him first time, how he talked and tried to lead a group, in the back line. Fantastic, brave on the ball. And then it's for me give them the opportunity in the training, and then they can deliver over a longer term, or after a short term you see, okay, it's still not enough at the moment, then it makes no sense, then he needs more time. But especially these three guys now worked on a good level since a long term, and that's the reason why they improved and make step forwards. And I think fantastic for Piers at the moment. He played the cup games, the national team games, very helpful for him for the development. And I think we have at the moment three players. They could be our future.
That's really interesting, thank you. And just lastly, before I let you go, you've spoken before about not liking it when you have lots of players sort of coming out of contracts. You know, you're coming up to the end of the year where everyone's potentially leaving. Now that the transfer window is done, are you going to be having some conversations with players about extending their contracts early and not waiting until later in the season?
Of course, this is exactly now what we are working on. I had yesterday a talk with Kevin. Now we will speak with the chairman about this. Which players we want to extend it, which player we can extend it, which player want to extend it. And then of course you will have some players maybe where you speak then in details in January, not now. To see how's the process. And I think that should be the goal. Even the next window, it's a little bit far away, but even now I have my clear idea in my mind what we have to do in the next two windows. But to come to the windows means we have to be successful, we have to take points, and we have to continue our way.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Danny.
Thank you, Joey.
Hi Danny, I hope you're well. I've not got too many questions. I was just wondering, you talk about the league table. When for you does it start to mean something? When do you start to seriously look at it?
For me it's about the points. I think I'm honest. At the moment we have 3 points too less. We expected or demanded from ourselves more. This is of course, but I'm convinced we will get this 3 points back. Hopefully as soon as possible. A table, especially when you have 46 match days. I think, and this is from the last two games what we can take. It's there was a reaction. There was a little bit of change again in the mindset, and this is what I like to see. That we not continue in this one way. Now we changed in some direction, and if I see this, then it goes in the right direction back. And of course we try to get the next points as soon as possible, and on Saturday we have the next chance, and then you see one good game with good points, then you can make a huge step forward.
Be interesting to see how your side deal with the pressure away from home. You went to Sunderland, big 40,000 crowd, big pressure. You went to Millwall, that is a difficult environment for an away team, and Luton will be similar, a small, tight ground, the fans are close to the pitch, and it'll be interesting.
On the one side, of course, for my mindset, it's not about make difference between away and the home, but especially in home games, it is a different atmosphere. Our massive supporters behind us that help us a lot. when you speak to the opponent managers, they always don't like to come to Hillsborough because they know it's hard to come here. I think this is a good part, but of course we have to improve our away performance. We have to find a way to get points away. I think that was especially then in the second leg last season a key point where we changed and got more and more points. This is now the challenge, and when you look ahead from the next 4 games, we have 3 aways. Then it's not possible to do nothing there. We have to find a way, and we will find a way. My team is brave enough, but it's also a little bit about game management, how we want to come in such a games, and especially how we stay in the games. I think this is always a key point.
Just going to ask you finally about patience with players on your side and new signings. Ingleson's one of those. He obviously had a great start and he's a little bit mixed since, but it's important with a player like that to give them time to really settle in and bed in.
Yeah, of course. This is for the new players as well. They have to understand the game, the intensity, also to adapt to the league. I think this is a key point. And then if the group is strong and you have success, then it's sometimes easier to adapt quicker, because then you can use the flow from the whole team. And if you have more resilience in some games, then from this point you have to start to learn. And I'm positive because when you look at the moment to the squad and you look to the Tuesday Cup game starting 11, I think that showed that we have in this starting 11 a lot of starting 11 players for a league game. And I think this is a good feeling for me. We help them, we improve them. Sometimes the player need also a little bit patience for some moments, but all in all we will have 50 games. And even if you don't play all the 50 games, you can play 30, 35, and it means, for example, in the second division in Germany, it's a full season you played. Yeah, and I think this is what we have to understand. We improve as a group, and I'm very convinced that we make the next step in the following weeks.
Thanks for your time as ever, Danny.
Thank you guys, see you soon, bye bye.